I'm going to continue to glide as long as I can. Start finding me, boys.
On May 2nd, 1999, on a night mission to take out Serbian surface-to-air missile batteries, Lieutenant Colonel Dave Goldfein, who would later become Chief of Staff Dave Goldfein, was in an F-16 call sign Hammer 3-4, egressing back to Aviano, flying for the Triple Nickel, when his F-16 was shot down by a surface-to-air missile. He was later recovered, but today we're going to take a look at the HUD tape of that shoot down.
3, 2, 1, fight off.
All right, so here's the HUD tape of Hammer 3-4, Fingers Goldfein, egressing from Serbia. Night, I think it's like 2 a.m. in the morning.
Hammer 3, check block.
So check block, it's altitude blocks. Doing 380 knots at 23,000 feet, 22.5.
Hammer 2, you got steer point 41. So, I'm sorry, Hammer 3, you've got it.
At steer point. So he's asking which steer point you've got for the egress point. So this is not, don't look at the captions because this is not right. So he went to steer point 42. And this is an 8mm HUD tape, so that's why it's, I mean, obviously they had to recover it.
Crack 3, Magnum 6 Golf 100.
Steer point 42 will be weather problems.
So there's weather problems over steer point 42.
Hammer status.
So clouds or something, they can't fly over this steer point. And they can see it all with their
Hammer
NVGs.
3-1, left to steer 6.
So now they're going left to steer
Crack
point.
73, AAA.
They've got anti-aircraft
Hammer 2,
battery.
Hammer 3, there's AAA back in your position.
Okay, so they're just letting them know, hey, there's anti-aircraft fire at their position. There's a 4 F-16s.
That's right below us. Hammer status.
Just asking the status of the flight. I think that's
Okay,
GCI.
Hammer 1 is going to target that.
So this must be the ingress. Sorry, this is the ingress that this starts with, where they're actually looking for the targets in the SAM batteries.
2 supporting.
So 2 supporting. So he's out in a mutual support position. He's not dropping.
Hammer status.
We're attacking AAA.
Okay, so they're going after the AAA piece. The aircraft file.
So we keep an eye on information.
Right.
1-3, just want to continue referencing 6.
Yeah, you continue to float. Visual, we're passing.
So they see each other. They're just, hey, we're visual each other.
Mud 3 north.
Mud 3 north, so that's a target tracking radar of an SA-3, and it's north of their position. So he's starting to
Hammer
get
3
targeted.
defending 060 mud.
So Goldfein's flight lead, Hammer 3, is defending.
Hammer 1 defending.
So they're all defending
Mud
at this
3 just
point.
took a hit. Crack 3 defending. Mud south.
All right, so
Confirming okay.
he just took the hit.
The engine's running.
His engine's running.
I'm headed.
He's good,
headed
but
west.
they were defending from an SA-3.
190. You guys take it. Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got vibrations.
Look how cool his voice sounds. He's like, I got vibrations.
The engine's still running. Status. Crack 3 Magnum 3 Tango 15424.
Hammer 2,
Things are going bad now. Got the warning.
break left.
Hammer 1's getting
Hammer 3's
targeted.
got problems.
Hammer 3 is blown by you. Correction, Hammer 1 is blown by you.
Roger, Hammer 3's got engine problems now.
Hammer, let's retrograde
So they're going back to the west.
Roger, let's head west. I've taken hit. I'll be getting out of the airplane.
So now he's saying he's
I'm going
ejecting.
to continue to glide as long as I can. Start finding me, boys.
Start finding me, boys. You see how cool this guy is? It's 2 o'clock in the morning. He's been
I'm
shot.
going to shut down the engine. I'm going to try to restart.
Engine's having trouble, and he's just like, start finding me, boys.
Hammer, this is Magic. Can you give me a flash?
Magic would be the GCI. They're looking for a transponder flash.
14,000 feet.
So at this point, he's probably running on the EPU, and so the HUD's gone.
Hammer flow 240.
So they're going to heading 240 southwest. He's descending, so he's in this slow glide, trying to restart the engine. But it's probably shelled, whatever hit him. Or the SA-3 that hit him.
Hammer 3 Magic, bullseye positive able.
Bullseye is a reference point that is easier to locate people.
Engine's definitely quit. I'm a glider, boys.
God, this dude's awesome, man. I'm a glider, boys. Smoking a lucky out here. We're good.
10,000. 2, you got. 3, you got me on.
Remember, there's a cloud deck, so he's making sure he sees them.
Bree, can you hear me?
Got you loud and clear. How many?
Roger. Do you have me on a radar?
So he's asking if he's radar locked,
And
essentially.
Hammer 3 Magic 55 can search like 260 20 miles westbound.
Can you say you're positive off of bat?
So he's wanting to know his bullseye position. And he's lost all his
I've got a
avionics.
track
It's
from
night. That cockpit is completely dark.
22, 20,000 westbound.
Roger, I'm at 9,000 feet descending.
So the
Can you give us your
AWACS is
positive
trying to
from back?
correlate his position so they can start getting rescue forces
A
on the way.
negative. I've lost everything.
1.
Okay, I've got AAA off my right 3 o'clock. I'm going to extend now to
So
210.
he's seeing that anti-aircraft fire
Okay.
off his right side.
We see that AAA as well.
And they're going to use that
Yeah, left,
to
not
figure out
left
where they
that.
are. This is before data link and
What's
stuff.
your position reference to the cloud deck from that AAA?
Yeah, so he's trying to...
I'm just going underneath it now.
He's going under a cloud deck, and he's trying to find that AAA. So they're using it geographical references.
3 has got a lock.
So now Dash 3 has locked him up, so they're in a trail.
Passing 6,000.
So he's
Say
going to
bullseye
follow him
positive
down.
able.
Bat 230. His position
This is his
232 for
location.
28.
Copy. There.
232, bearing 28 degrees, or 28 miles.
I broke lock.
So he broke the lock.
Okay,
He doesn't
say
wanna-
my position now.
Give his position away to the enemy.
Now don't say my position anymore.
Yeah, don't say position, because they're listening. I mean, they're on
Confirming
the
the call sign.
This is Hammer 4.
Hammer 3-4. Yeah, giving his call sign. Wow. This crew is ice, man. So he was a lieutenant colonel back then. He would end up becoming the chief of staff of the Air Force. He just got a change of command earlier this year. Call sign's Fingers.
Okay, boys, you got a lock on me?
Hey, boys, got a lock on me? That's it. So you can read about it more in the Air Force Times articles, but Start Finding Me, Boys is pretty well known as far as, how cool he was under pressure. The result of that, they were sweeping the area with sensors to find hotspots, launch an AGM-88 high-speed anti-radiation missiles or harms to take out surface-to-air missiles. So basically, he did one last scan of his surroundings, made one last radio call, took his goggles off because it's bad for you to eject with the night vision goggles on, securities pens, loose items, and the canopy blew. One last farewell to his F-16, reached down, pulled the handle. It was a little before 2 in the morning. Word spread, the Air Force Special Operations Command, 55th Special Operations Squadron. Some were already up playing cards. Hey, an F-16 went down. This is real. We were worried. We didn't want to go into Serbia in the daylight. It would have been a suicide mission. So this is him as a 2-star with Lieutenant Colonel Tom Kunkel, the commander of the 41st Rescue Squadron. So he drifted down his parachute, became concerned, didn't give him the green combat chute he was supposed to have. Instead, he had a bright orange and white training chute. So that's not good under a full moon. And he even said that. That's probably not good. He accelerated his descent, did a 4-line jettison. So that's where you jettison the 4 lines up there. That's part of your checklist. And then he ended up going down like Wile E. Coyote in a raft and ended up at the bottom of a ravine in a pile of parachute material. He was now concealed, and so he heard a search party. He had his 9mm Beretta but it was gone, lost during the ejection. So he hugged the earth, cautiously worked his way backwards. They came within 20 or 30 feet, so it sounds a lot like behind enemy lines, and went on their way. That was a close call. He didn't know really where he was, and then he was worried about stepping on landmines so he walked through the plowed fields. He finally had an ideal rescue spot, and then called in for the rescue. Some animal he had to throw rocks at. I mean, this is an amazing story. So as the helicopters came in, they flew low, popping off chaff and flares, trying to jam the enemy's radar signal. I mean, these guys are badass too, because they're going in, huge pave low. You can see it back there. They're coming in, just nap of the earth flying, coming to get this guy, and it's the old "so others may live." And they're actually shooting back. So there's fire being shot at to the helicopter, and the helicopter's returning fire, but they come in, and the enemy knew where we were. Now the fight's on who gets there first, and our total authentication was "let's go" when he put his arms over his head, showing us his mission, while the airman confirmed it was him, and they rescued him. He got some bullets in the Pave Hawk, and then it says the Pave Lows are faster than the Pave Hawk, so he pushed the engine in to keep up with the red. So it's a package of helicopters. Full moon, so it was bright. NVGs. They landed at Tuzla, shut down while MC-130 landed, ready to whisk Goldfein back to Aviano. Quickly thanked the crew, shook their hand. Everybody slapped each other on the back, then was gone. The rescuers circled around another to tell war stories and figure out exactly what they had just gone through. Looked at the holes in the helicopter, and then went for breakfast. Man, that is awesome. And 20 years later, he'd become the chief of staff of the Air Force. So just a quick story. I saw this video the other day, and I was like, man, that's awesome. And it just goes to show you the training, the coolness and the calmness under pressure. Is take care of his aircraft, get out of bad guy land, make sure everybody knew where to find him, mark his position. And then once he was on the ground, he did everything to make sure the enemy didn't capture him and that he was safely rescued. There's another ejection story in the Bosnia theater, but it doesn't go as well because pretty much all the protocols were not followed. But this one was much more textbook, and he got out alive. So really crazy. I mean, just listening to his voice, I mean, it gives you chills. It's amazing. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Excuse me. Oh, no.
Oh!
About a lot of them. Usually fly with the doors off. All Fox 2.
Don't be a douche. That's rule number 1. Make them tell you no.